Greetings, life forms, wherever you're receiving us. This is Justin.
And Matt.
And I'm Game of the Year candidate Landon Doan.
Woo! I'm voting for you.
Aw, thanks, buddy.
Yeah. I'm in your competitive play. That was creepy.
Will you be...
Hey, what you said was not nearly as creepy as half of what we said in our last episode.
That's
very true. Very true.
I think we should...
Surprised we're allowed to record.
Let's avoid the word penis. Oh, crap, I said it.
Dadgummit!
Dang it, dude. Act. Yeah, we had a moratorium on penis.
Oh, you said it.
Pact.
Now you said it.
Moratorium, if you will.
Oh, too much penis.
Still counts.
This is going to be like the Aqua Teen episode, the Dickisode. It is a good one. Go look it up if you haven't seen it.
Sorry. All right, I'm back.
It's also uncomfortable.
Yeah, just watch it in general.
Yeah. So, full disclosure, we had so much content recording the previous episode that we have split it up into 2 episodes. So, I don't think you should complain because you're getting another episode without having to wait, a month. But what you have to understand is when, last week you heard Matt say something about drinking moonshine. He doesn't have any with him tonight because this is really literally the same night.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking the fourth wall. I don't care.
Oh, yeah? Well, speak for yourself because I still have a award-winning beer to drink. So.
Okay.
He's still tied on ribbons.
Okay. I could pretend. All right, so this is September the 34th, and...
34.
I already like this episode way better than our last one.
So today we're gonna focus in on trailers, and we're gonna kick it off by talking about a whole group of I put a bunch of things out there on a Google Doc. I know you guys took the time to go watch them, and so let's just get right into it. What about Bumblebee? I mean,
Bumblebee tuna.
We don't have to spend a ton of time on it if you guys don't want to, but I'll tell you, when we were talking about, you want to talk about like Transformer fatigue, I as much as I love a good summer blockbuster, I did not really need to see another Mark Wahlberg Transformers Dark Side of the Moon. Like,
hey, what's wrong with me? We got to transform over here.
Hey, bro. My movie's real sick.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a car that turns into a robot, all right?
Well, to me, all those movies started feeling very similar, and it was just kind of like, I don't know, there was nothing unique that was really bringing me into them anymore. I mean,
it's a fair point, all right? I get that.
I will say that the Bumblebee trailer has a different feel to it.
Yeah, it's probably the first Transformers movie I was like, well, this looks good, instead of going, I can't literally get through this fast enough. I wish I was, Toretto here in my car and zipping through this trailer. But it wasn't that fact, which we're going to get it. It's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Fast and Furious Transformers. Look for it.
I would actually be okay with that. Like if it ends with The Rock punching a Transformer, sign me the hell up.
Wait, IDW's going to do it.
Oh, absolutely.
IDW's probably already done it now that we talk about it.
Maybe we can talk DC into it. They're looking for ideas. I thought it looked cool, and I guess the reason I thought it looked cool is because I have a certain soft spot for the abandoned robot, or the kinship between a Ute and a robot, or someone that feels outside, because Short Circuit.
Exactly.
Big Hero 6.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I mean, Iron Giant. I mean, there's all kinds of robots. That
Batteries not included.
Batteries not included. They had a
Futurama.
family. Still counts. Futurama. Bender was lonely.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying that kind of element appeals to me, and this movie looks like a lot of fun with just Bumblebee being Bumblebee. He's just bumbling around,
I see what you did there.
You like that? I was leading up to it. I was hoping it didn't get taken from me.
We'll play on words. I can dig it.
You're welcome. I'm on it tonight. So, but I was excited about it. I don't know how either one of you feel. I mean, Justin sounds like he was cool with it. I mean, I don't know where you're at, Landon.
I'm going to get in here and echo your sentiments. The notes I have down, and this is word for word, holy crap, this already looks like the best Transformer movie. And we've gotten, maybe a total of 5 minutes from the trailers that have been put out. Like, what you said, like, this is the first Transformer movie where it's like, okay, I need to go see this movie, as opposed to, I'm sure it'll be neat, but, like, the story that they're telling with Bumblebee, or at least what it appears they're telling with Bumblebee, I'm on board with. In this most recent trailer, they introduced other Transformers. Like, shout out to Soundwave. Mm-hmm. They are bringing the cassette Transformer into the big screen. Like, that's what's up. I'm all about that. Insert a joke about not being able to see John Cena.
He was in the trailer?
Right? Exactly. I'm really looking forward to this. Drops on Christmas. This might be one of those things where it's like, okay, good to see you, family. I'm going to go out for a pack of cigarettes.
They sell beer at Get Loaded and watch Bumblebee.
Well, I said it was Christmas, so I was already going to be loaded. So
well, double load.
Nothing
double
like
barrel.
Blackout drunk on Jesus' birthday.
There you
Oh
go.
my God.
JC. I think it looks cool.
Yeah. It reminded me of like a Herbie mixed with a Transformers movie.
Yeah. And, we don't have to hear the word Sam Witwicky about 500 times the last time we had a Transformers movie that was funny.
Hey, what's wrong with Sam Witwicky? It's a fun word to say, all right? Witwicky, okay?
It is pretty fun to say.
Also, let me ask you a question on the follow-up of you saying it feels like a Herbie the Love Bug. Is it just because
of the
it's
beetle?
A bug? Yeah.
Partially, but it is like, it's a girl. She gets her first car, and guess what? It's not just a inanimate object.
I think we got a transform over here, right?
It's sentient, and obviously there's going to be a relationship there. I'll tell you what makes this one feel different is it feels like it's going to be focused on a story of the characters more. I mean, there's definitely going to be action and spectacle, but like I get the sensation, like I about went into a York peppermint patty commercial.
The sensation.
Yeah, I'm skiing down the Alps. No.
By the way, we're open to sponsorship.
Yeah,
just FYI.
Always.
I got the sense when I watched that trailer that it's going to be very focused on the relationship of the two of them and talking about the loneliness that Bumblebee experiences when he finds himself on Earth. And it's going to be more about that than it's going to be about the action and spectacle. That's why I think it's going to be better.
This is a prequel, right?
Yeah.
This is like...
kind of.
Okay. It looked that way, but I couldn't tell.
But I do agree with what you're saying, Jay, because even in the newest trailer that came out, at one point the female lead asked Bumblebee, do you have any friends or family that can, help you and fight? And the very next scene is Bumblebee going finger to chest, and she's like, you're saying I'm it.
Yep.
So, like for the lack of a better term, they're family now. And I love the fact that yes, Ohana means family. Also, I love you, Stitch. Except you're right at Disney. That thing's terrible. But and I love the fact in the new trailer we do get like frickin' original Optimus Prime is coming back, even though we're assuming at this point it's only going to be like a hologram, but we still get to hear Optimus.
Yeah. Love the voice of Optimus.
Who doesn't want that as navigation? It's like, take a right here. Sam Witwicky.
Sam Witwicky.
I can't even do any more of it. All I can do is just make a stop here and make a U-turn, Sam Witwicky.
Well, good. I feel like we're all on board with that one, so that's good. Unanimous thumbs up is what I'm thinking.
Yep. Yes, big thumbs up, and that's kind of surprising, at least for me, coming from the Transformers franchise. It sounds like you guys kind of have hit that just Transformers fatigue that I've hit, and it seems like a majority of the people have ran into. So it's almost exciting and refreshing to see a Transformers. It's like, you know what? I am going to go out of my way to see this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. See you guys on Christmas. I'll be there. We'll go to this. Yeah. We'll go to the Cinnabar and have a.
There you go.
Have a $20 burger.
I was going to say at that point, you better enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting out of that seat.
So, Matt, I know you have already kind of said that the Fantastic Beasts trailer isn't really moving the needle for you. I'm just going to say really quickly, I didn't know what to expect from the first Fantastic Beasts. I haven't read, guys. I'm not a reader. I didn't read any of the Harry Potter books. I didn't have any background into these characters. All I knew of them was what I'd learned from the Harry Potter movies. So I went into Fantastic Beasts really not knowing what to expect and not knowing if I was going to like it at all. I really enjoyed that movie, and I just love the Harry Potter world. I like all of those movies. Like I've really enjoyed what they've done with the Wizarding world, if you will, and I'll say, like, Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, it looks good to me. Like, I think Jude Law is an interesting choice for Dumbledore, but
I dig it.
Yeah, I think it's good. I love Johnny Depp. I'm sorry, I love everything Johnny Depp does. He is awesome. I just love the fact that he gets to be Johnny Depp and he does whatever he wants. And I think he looks cool as Grindelwald. I like, and I don't know the guy's name, but I like the main character.
Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah, exactly. Eddie Redmayne. I went blank on him for a minute, but he's awesome. He was so good in the first one, and I'm really excited to see him again. So
don't undersell Dan Fogler. He was the best part of it.
I know. He's great, too. So,
and also, I'm not saying that just because I'm his doppelganger.
That's right. I thought it was you. I thought that was you in the movie. But yeah, this could be his best work since Balls of Fury. So
no, that was my best movie. Now you're getting us confused.
But yeah, I'm excited for it. So so guys, if you're a fan of the Fantastic Beasts, this looks like it's going to be a good follow up. I don't know if they have some kind of magic formula for the Harry Potter movies. I guess I should say Wizarding World because Harry Potter's not in these. But man, I'm a sucker for it. I'll admit it. I'm a sucker for it. I like the magic.
I'm going to echo a lot of what you said. I enjoyed the first Fantastic Beasts movie. In fact, it was my favorite Harry Potter movie.
Wow.
Yeah, and like you, I didn't read the books. I tried to read the first one, and I got like 3 chapters into it. I'm like, yeah, this is not my jams. I'm just going to watch the movies. And the movies were good, but when I went into Fantastic Beasts, it felt like it was telling a fresh story, and much like what Jay said, the world that it's created is incredibly interesting, and I really like the casting of Jude Law as young Dumbledore. I think that's going to be cool. But my sticking point's going to be Johnny Depp. I know, Jay, you just said you're a big fan of him. You love everything he's been in. Like, at this point, it's like, with everything that he's been alleged, and accused of, it's like, it really feels like a tone-deaf move to leave him in this movie. And it's like, I'm sure he'll bring a very interesting and fun performance, but at the same time, like, read the room temperature at this point. And it's like, me as a moviegoer, like, I'm not super cool supporting a Johnny Depp movie, but that's just me, I guess.
I get that. That's fair. And maybe it is a little bit ignorant of me to be turning a blind eye to that. So that's fair.
But we'll keep the outside real world ramifications out of the opinion and stuff like that. But I didn't see anything in this trailer that would make me change my mind on the opinion of the Fantastic Beasts franchise, and it seems like we're going to be getting some pretty kick-ass wizard fights. Yeah. So that's going to be fun to watch at least. And if it follows the, I guess, path that the first Fantastic Beasts movie went down, we're going to see some really cool, Fantastic Beasts.
The effects in these movies are so good.
Oh, like top-notch stuff.
And I love all the little, like, kind of silly magic things they do just kind of in the background and on the side, and all the little kind of gimmicks, and I don't know. I just think it's all a lot of fun. It's a fun world, and if I was a reader, I would be interested in reading these books, but I'm not. So
not one picture in all the books.
That's
and
right.
There's a ton of words to read.
Yeah,
like what the hell?
A lot of words. So, okay, last trailer I put out on the old shared document was not a movie trailer, but it was a new series coming to Disney XD. And this one was interesting to me because it's filling a void that we've had since Rebels was retired or went the way of the dodo. And that is Star Wars Resistance. So I didn't really know that much about this show until I read a little bit about it, and then I watched the trailer. I gotta say, out of the Star Wars animated series that we've had so far, this one feels the most, I'm gonna say, entry level. If you get my term, kind of get where I'm going. I feel like it's a little more targeted to a younger audience than some of the others were. Did you feel that way?
Yeah, I definitely felt that way watching the trailer, and that might be actually kind of what keeps me from, sitting down and watching this week in, week out. It's like it looks neat. It seems like an interesting concept, but I'm really not that crazy about the art style they chose to go with. And I think it's going to take a lot of people telling me, like, dude, this is really good, you need to check this out, for me to sit down and watch it. Because it's like I said, it's a cool concept. I saw a lot of people online kind of say it's like Top Gun in the Star Wars universe, which, I mean, that's a pretty kick-ass concept, I'm not going to lie. But, I don't know, it didn't click with me like I hoped it did. And it didn't click with me like, say, Star Wars The Clone Wars did back when it was on Cartoon Network and stuff like that.
Or even
so it's
Rebels, really.
And see, Rebels is one of those, like shows in my blind spot that I keep meaning to get around to watch. And it's like, in all honesty, if I'm going to sit down and watch a Star Wars animated show, it's probably going to be Rebels before I get to Resistance, just because I've heard nothing but great things about Rebels.
Yeah, I like Rebels. No,
Matt bringing the hard thoughts.
Yeah, I watched it. It seemed cool. It seemed a little more goofy than I'd really want to be, but the way the animation was and the way they showed like the flying scenes and stuff, this is going to be a really deep dig. This is like 8-track back. There was a show on MTV called Liquid Television.
Yes, here we go. Yeah, my parents actually forbade me at this point from watching that.
They did you a disservice. There was some really cool stuff on there.
Oh,
Beavis and Butthead included.
I was going to say, just because they said I couldn't didn't mean I didn't watch. Like I very vividly remember watching Frog Baseball, and then some show called Aeon Flux that Little Landon's like, what is going on?
Ooh, hello anime.
Right?
But there was a real, speaking of anime, there was a, I don't know how to describe it, like a short clip or something, or a mini little television thing called The Running Man, and this guy is like racing in this weird circuit car on this track, and he cannot go fast enough, and he starts hallucinating that people are passing him, and he goes faster and faster and faster, ends up blowing his car to pieces, and he dies. But the animation and the way that looked exactly like this. Except a little cleaned up, brighter color palette. If you want to look it up and kind of comparison it, look up Liquid Television, The Running Man, Neo Tokyo. It'll pull it right up, and you can watch that clip. It's to me, it looks almost the same, like I said, except for a little bit brighter palette on the Star Wars side. So
if we're doing some free association, let me just tell you, I don't know why, I can't explain it, but for whatever reason, when I watched this trailer, the show that came to my mind was an old 80s Saturday morning cartoon called Mask.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I know what it is. It's retroness.
Yeah, I don't know why that one in particular is the one that came to mind, but that's it was really like the a lot of the scenes where it showed him like flying through the rings and stuff, the different ships and whatever it looked like they were doing through, like going through courses or trials. I don't know what kind of flying they were doing, but I don't know what it was. It was that, and then there were a lot of scenes where they were wearing like uniforms and had the helmets on. Maybe that's what it was, but it just kept reminding me of Mask.
You know what Saturday morning cartoon it reminded me of?
What?
Garfield and Friends.
Oh, okay. I get it.
For one moment, I thought you were going to say Silverhawks because of the way the flying and everything looks kind of the same, and the ships kind of
Silverhawks would work too, yeah.
Vaguely resemble like an X-Wing or something, so.
Yeah, I could go with Silverhawks.
Silverhawks like the greatest intro ever. The show was garbage.
I loved it. I was such a fan of Silverhawks.
No, but like in all honesty, like it didn't remind me of a Saturday morning cartoon. It kind of reminded me of Star Fox.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's a really good point. Yeah.
like flying through the rings. I mean, if we want to get literal, but at the same time, it's a ragtag group of space aces. I think they even use the term ace
Multiple
or space
times.
ace or So like fighting some big evil, except this time instead of having like Matt made reference to Flippy or whatever, it has a Star Wars skin on it.
Yeah. That's a good
That
point.
alien in there that's like, this is exciting. That's Flippy, dude. I'm going to tell you right now, that guy's going to get in more trouble on that show than ever needs to be.
It's like, can you tone it down like a notch or 5?
Did you not come on my squad, Flippy? Stay in the hangar. You contribute nothing.
So I don't know if this one is necessarily targeted at us, but I always love the idea of more Star Wars, especially after the announcement that Star Wars, like Bob Iger came out and said that they're going to be slowing down the Star Wars production. I really think it's a good idea. I hope it's really not a reaction to the success or lack of success that Solo had at the box office. I just think that when Star Wars originally came out, it was 3 years between each one of the originals, and then 50 years before the prequels came out. But and then they each had like 3 years in between them, or maybe 2. But getting Star Wars movies every year is very. It's good, but the chances of every single one of them being high quality and being home runs, not so great, because they're kind of maybe rushing it and forcing content. So I don't mind.
And also ups the burnout.
It ups the burnout for sure. So I don't mind them slowing down on it a little bit, but I do like the series idea, and they still have plans for a live action series on the Disney streaming service, which I'm pretty interested in. So hopefully we see that. And this one, I don't know if I'll spend too much time. I do recommend Rebels though, Landon. Get up on the Rebels. Yeah.
Like I said, I've heard several people tell me that Rebels is just like legit one of the better Star Wars stories that's out there right now.
It's good stuff, and of course you get to see some of your favorite characters. I mean, I do want to say in the Resistance preview we got to see Poe several times, BB-8, and then Leia as well, which was cool.
Do we know who's voicing Leia? Because it sounds like Mrs. Incredible doing a Princess Leia impression, if I'm being completely honest.
It did kind of sound like that. Yeah, I don't know. But they're obviously going for the little deeper voiced Leia. The Leia that we had in the Disney movies. So more Star Wars is fine. It's always good. So
yeah, I mean it's always good, but at the same time, like part of the reason I don't know if or when I'm going to get around to watching this is just because we've been inundated with so many TV shows and movies and like video games and non-traditional media of all the stuff that we love. It's like, I'll be honest, like I'm really behind on my Netflix Marvel stuff, and I'm gonna clear out that queue well before I even think about sitting down to watch this. So it's like I do agree with you. More Star Wars is good, but at the same time, it's like I'm almost afraid it's like throwing a drop in the ocean. Like, good luck finding it.
That's a good point. I mean, I think you really can have too much of a good thing. That's true. That's absolutely true.
To be fair, I'm really glad we have too much of this good thing.
Yeah, me too. Okay, let's move on to the second topic of today's episode, which is games. And we've got a bunch of things to get to. I'm not even sure where to start, but I think I want to start with, because we're behind at this point, and really we should have done this long ago. Landon, you've been playing Spider-Man on the PS4, and tell us, I know, because I saw, I happen to be friends with you on Facebook, so I know.
Wait, you are? I'm going to fix that real quick.
Oh,
Hold
crap.
on. Go to unfollow. All right, go ahead.
I know your initial reaction was that you were feeling a little concerned because there was quite a learning curve, especially for the combat in the Spider-Man game, and you felt like it was a little slow, but I think it picked up for you. So now, I don't know. Did you finish the story of Spider-Man?
Not only have I finished the story, I have 100%ed this game.
Wow, okay.
I have gotten every trophy associated with this game.
So then you can give us a full review at this point. So tell us, now looking back, you've 100%ed it. How do you feel in retrospect?
Looking back in retrospect, I'm sad only because there's no more of it to play. You made reference to very early on, especially the combat. Like, it is brutal, like frustrating to the point I might have thrown a pillow or two across the room, if I'm being completely honest. But once it clicks, and like, I never looked back. Like, if it was not for God of War, this would be my runaway game of the year, period. But unlike God of War, there's DLC that's coming. I think at the end of October is when the first piece of DLC drops, and it does introduce New Game Plus mode, which, if you remember back to previous episodes, especially talking about God of War, New Game Plus mode is where you can start a new game with all the unlockables and stuff like that right from the beginning. I cannot say enough good things about this game. This might be one of my favorite Spider-Man stories ever told. Like, whether it be comics, whether it be movies, whether it be animated, like, the story that they tell within Spider-Man is compelling. It feels like Spidey from the word go. The voice acting, the way they write the characters is all top notch. And I'm out of words to say here because it's so dang good. It is an open world game, and it has that thing. It's like, oh, well, you know, it's a whole bunch of collectibles that you got to go run around and get. Yeah, there is some of that, but the way they build the world and the way they frame getting collectibles, like at one point you got to go around and collect pigeons for one of your friends, and that sounds really stupid. And if you've played Spider-Man 2, you're probably having flashbacks to, oh god, I gotta get those balloons for that stupid little girl, or I gotta go get cats out of a tree for some old lady. But the way they frame these missions and they introduce you to these characters, it's just I do not have enough good words to say about this game. If you own a PlayStation 4, you must own this game, in my opinion. This is a reason to buy a PlayStation 4. Just like God of War was, this is an experience that you can only get on the PlayStation 4, and Insomniac Games kills it. And I cannot look more forward to the DLC that's coming out. First of the 3 episodes, I believe, drops at the end of October. But if you own a PlayStation 4, you need to play Spider-Man. And if you don't own a PlayStation 4, maybe look into getting one just so you can play Spider-Man.
Wow. Okay. I mean, it speaks volumes, just because if anybody has listened to this podcast up to this point, you know, Landon is Spidey's #1 fan. I think we all agree on that. And we knew you were going to be a tough critic on this game. And man, to hear your rave review, like, I'm questioning why I don't have it already now. So.
Yeah, like, seriously, your birthday has come up here recently. You need to go to your family and be like, by the way, I want a belated birthday gift, and it's Spider-Man 4, the PlayStation 4. Yeah. Like again, let me reiterate this. This is one of the best Spider-Man stories ever told.
That's amazing.
Period.
That's awesome. I'm really excited to hear that. Very encouraged, because it definitely could have fallen flat on its face. And
yes, it absolutely could have. And like I said, and you made reference to my Facebook post, early on it can get frustrating, and it will get frustrating if I'm just going on my own experience. But power through it, and like I said, once it all clicks, it is such a just seamless like ebb and flow in gameplay. And I really feel like part of the problem is they throw you almost in the deep end immediately, because Spider-Man can do a whole lot out of the gates. Now, obviously, the further you go in the game, you're going to unlock more abilities and more gadgets, which, by the way, God, those gadgets are so dang fun. We talk about how Batman has fun gadgets. Spidey has some amazing gadgets, too. And speaking on Batman, like if you've played the Arkham Asylum games or the Arkham games for Batman, this really feels like a more well-defined, more polished experience for that. And it makes sense because in the Arkham games, like Batman would have, for the lack of a better term, spider sense.
Yeah.
Where he could, feel people were going to attack him from side to side, and you could counter. Where it's like, okay, that's cool for gameplay, but it really doesn't make a lot of sense because Batman doesn't have spider sense. Spider-Man does have spider sense, and like I said, perfect gameplay. Once it clicks, go get this game. You're probably listening to this on your phone. Take your phone and yourself, put yourself in the car, and go buy Spider-Man right now.
Yeah.
Seriously, if it was not for God of War, and I know Red Dead 2 is on the horizon. That said, I still feel confident this would be my game of the year if it wasn't for God of War. And like I said, there's DLC coming, 3 pieces of DLC. So what's not to say when all's said and done, I might end up saying Spider-Man's my game of the year because as much as I love God of War, I didn't come anywhere close to 100%ing that game. With Spider-Man, even after I beat the game, it's like, okay, I have X, Y, and Z on my achievement list to do. I have all these things that have still not been checked off of my, progress bar. I am going to do it. And I think that speaks volumes to the gameplay.
Yeah, it really does. I would agree. Well, I'm sold. So, guys, it's been fun. I got to go pick up a copy of Spider-Man for PS4.
Yes, you do.
All right. So that's cool. So you mentioned, while we're on the topic, you mentioned Red Dead's coming out, coming soon to the PlayStation 4, and we learned that...
And Xbox One.
And Xbox One, but we learned that there's going to be some PS4 exclusive content.
Yeah, well, it's like... I believe back in 2016 when Red Dead 2 was first announced in its existence, there was some reporting that there was going to be some PlayStation 4 exclusive DLC or exclusive content to the PlayStation 4. We've since found out that exclusive content is going to be strictly for Red Dead Online, and it's only going to be for a week, which is kind of surprising because the timed exclusive DLC that we generally get for consoles, I really feel like it's been 30 days at least. Like off the top of my head, I'm thinking back on Destiny. I think Grand Theft Auto 5 had some content that was exclusive only to the PlayStation 4 for a little bit before it went online for GTA Online. So it's like, I'm kind of surprised. I'm not surprised that it's timed exclusive. I am surprised it's only a week.
Yeah, it is. That's because,
but it
is not a lot of value.
No,
it really isn't.
Not a reason to jump in.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. And like we said, it is only for Red Dead Online. So if you're kind of like me that didn't really mess around with the multiplayer aspect of Red Dead, that's not really going to impact you at all. But I do also want to mention, while we're talking about Red Dead 2, there was a box of the PlayStation 4 Pro edition of Red Dead 2. It says that this game has 105 gig install.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
So if you don't have an external hard drive, you're going to have to make some Sophie's choices when it comes to your PlayStation hard drive, because if you're a PlayStation 4 owner with just the base hard drive that comes with your PlayStation, if you have like 4 games on that, something's going to have to bite the dust for you to install.
You're maxed out at that point.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, I've got this last Christmas, the family got me an external terabyte drive, and
there you go.
Yeah, last Christmas they got me a drive, and now I can store all my games. Yeah,
saves. No,
you can put them saves on the clouds.
Yeah. But absolutely, I mean, 106. That means it's taking up like 2 game slots at least. So,
at least, yeah. And that's with the disc. I can't imagine what the digital
full install. Yeah, jeez.
Oh my god! Like,
you just have to buy another PlayStation.
Yeah, just daisy chain those PlayStations.
Yep, exactly. There you go.
So, yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna come out and be honest here. I never played the original Red Dead. I didn't.
It was the first Rockstar open world game that the story was compelling enough for me to complete beginning to end. I would say Red Dead Redemption is the best game that Rockstar Games has ever made, and up until it was backwards compatible on the Xbox One, that and NCAA Football 2007 were the only reasons I still had an Xbox 360.
Wow. So, and I always heard great things about it. People love that game, and I was very interested in it. I just never got into it, but maybe I'll get a chance to play Red Dead 2. I've been doing a lot more console gaming recently, so Spider-Man or Red Dead, coming to a PlayStation near me.
Or both.
Yeah.
Or both.
Like going back to Spider-Man, I had to sell like 13 games just so I could have Best Buy dollars to buy Spider-Man. I do not regret it at all.
Wow. I've got a few I could get rid of. I need to unload some of these. Go get my $2 of GameStop credit for each one.
Yeah, let me tell you, it was super awesome when I turned in Destiny and they gave me a whole 75 cents. But to be fair, the joke's on them. The servers are down, so, suck it, Best Buy.
Exactly.
Well, you went to GameStop, it'd been 30.
Yeah.
Or they would have given me 60% or 60 cents to trade in towards something, right?
Yeah, toward your store credit. That's right.
$2.
Hey, while we're talking about PlayStation, I just want to say that we have a landmark occasion has arrived, and that is we all felt like at some point the public pressures would eventually break down these walls, and who knew it was going to be?
It was Chris Jericho.
It was the walls of Jericho. Who knew that it was going to be Fortnite that ignited the fire that united the nation and the consoles and platforms? But because of the popularity of Fortnite and the fact that Fortnite is cross-compatible with every single platform except PlayStation, Sony's like, all right, you know how we said we were never going to do this? We're going to beta test it. So coming very soon, actually it's already happening. They're beta testing cross-platforming with Fortnite, and this is just the beginning. In the articles that I've read, the terminology they're using, the verbiage that they're using leads me to believe that this is the beginning of opening it up, because their argument has always been that they were concerned for the security of PlayStation users, which is a bullcrap argument. And
yeah, seriously, coming from Sony, it's like, how many times has your system been hacked?
Yeah, it's absolutely crap, and we all know it was money. And now it's not like they've made some grand, they're not saying, well, we've upgraded our security, so now we're fine. It's not that at all. They're not saying anything like that. They're just saying, okay, we're going to test it and see how it goes. And if everything goes as expected, we'll start opening this up. And I'm so excited about this, because I think we're really, I don't want to overstate it, but I kind of think we're on the precipice of a real shift in gaming. And if we get to a point where we're all unified, we all join hands across the world, regardless of platform, regardless of console, it doesn't matter if you're on mobile, we can all play together. That's huge. That is so huge. And I'm really excited about it. And I think this is one of those kind of historical things that eventually we're going to look back and we're going to say, like on Wikipedia, it'll be like, Fortnite was the game that broke down the walls that united the platforms. And that's amazing. So I'm just really excited about it. I mean, I'll be honest, I did believe that someday Sony would have to cave on this, but I didn't know it was Fortnite that was going to do it. So now I feel like doing all those Fortnite dances that all the kids are doing. I'm going to break out the jubilation. I think that's one of them.
Well, just be careful if you decide to do the floss dance, because you might have an experience like I did where I accidentally punched myself in the groin.
That's right. It's dangerous.
Yeah, it is. But I'll be honest, Fortnite is not my jams, but the way this, it's a cultural freaking phenomenon at this point. And a couple months ago, we talked about on this podcast, somebody at Epic Games, quote unquote, accidentally turned on cross-platform multiplayer for the PlayStation, like, oh, so all it takes is just a Switch?
Yep.
And, like, I can't believe I'm going to say this because, like, me as the cynical gamer that I am, it's like I can't believe this is a real possibility. If we're moving to the point where, like, for example, I'm playing the latest Mass Effect, assuming there is ever a new one, on PlayStation 4, and my buddies that are Xbox diehards, they're playing it on the Xbox. If there's a possibility that we could be able to join up in the same multiplayer game, like, holy smokes. And then the fact, like, you add the caveat, not only could this possibly be cross-platform on consoles, like tablets, phones,
mobile
PCs,
devices,
like everything just all in. Like, I can't believe we're to that point in gaming, or we're on the precipice of that point in gaming. I think that's awesome.
Me too. It's huge.
Yeah, I mean, it's about time. The only thoughts I have is the reason this happened in my mind is that because everybody else was crossplay, those numbers for Fortnite on PlayStation were going down and down and down. And I don't know what kind of deals or exclusivity or what kind of money is generated from, I don't know, from people playing your free game on your system. But I can just see that they were watching that line take a hit, and everybody else is making that money. So they're like, yeah, maybe we should, see what happens.
I do definitely think the fact that Sony was getting their ish pushed in, so to speak, by everybody else definitely made them be like, yeah, we need to reverse course on this.
And like you said, there is, I guess the argument is, well, if we all go cross-platform, there's no reason to buy a certain console. Yeah, there is.
Sure. Yeah.
If you like the way that controller feels, you like the OS, you like everything about that console, of course you're going to buy the next gen and the next gen and the next gen. Hello? People do it with phones every day.
And PCs. So, it's very similar.
Absolutely. I mean, cars. Hell, you put it down to sandwich meat. People are like, I only eat ham goods. People buy the same stuff over and over again because they're comfortable with it.
Yep.
And they like it and they trust it. So as long as you're not building garbage,
exactly.
I don't think you should have a problem.
That's exactly right. Build a better product. Mm-hmm. That's all you have to do. And they're still going to have exclusive content. Each console.
Yes.
Yeah. I have no problems in a cross-platforming world where they say, if you buy the PlayStation 5, just for, craps and giggles, Spider-Man 7 will have...
They're putting out six more Spider-Man games before the PlayStation 5.
I don't know what they're doing. You don't know what they're doing. Okay, fine. I don't know.
How about, the next iteration of Madden?
Sure, the next Madden.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to make it where, you can have this player's, authentic look. You get his dreadlocks, or maybe, the certain uniforms on this team, or you get this specific team. You get, the 90s San Francisco team or whatever. I have no problems with that in a cross-platforming world because, I'm going to buy that unit for that. Or if I don't care about that, I'm not going to buy that unit, So it makes them make better deals with these developers too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we already live in a world where, going back to the last story we talked about, Red Dead 2 has timed exclusive content for the PlayStation 4. And Jay already mentioned it. There's still going to be console exclusives. The games that I said are my Game of the Year candidates, God of War and Spider-Man, both PlayStation exclusives. So if you still put out exclusive titles for your platform, people are going to buy them. But at the same time, if you give them that extra, like, oh, by the way, if again, going back to Madden, if you want to play your ding dong friend that owns a Switch and you own an Xbox One, guess what? You can play against each other. Again, I can't believe we're talking about this and it could actually happen. It's so cool.
Oh, I'm super excited and pissed at the same time because I just bought a daggum PS4. You can eat my shorts. It's not nice.
You know what?
So.
Congratulations. You can now play the best games of 2018.
We'll agree to disagree. But I will say,
what's better, God of War or Spider-Man? Give me one game.
I don't know.
Yep.
Any Assassin's Creed. So Odyssey, October, get it. So like I said, I'm fine with that. Like there are games on the PS4 that now that I own one, I'm looking forward to getting. Days Gone.
Mm-hmm.
There was another one that all these ones they promised. God knows if they delivered. I'll think on Spider-Man, but the last time I had a Spider-Man, I applaud you being an adult and throwing a pillow when you got mad because Matt Weaver is going to throw the console out the window. The last time I played a Spider-Man game, I got so mad I quit PS2 for 3 weeks because I couldn't even look at it.
Can't look at you.
Okay, well, let me say this without even knowing what game you're talking about. I can guarantee you Spider-Man on PlayStation 4 is infinitely better.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But it's still, you saying that the battle part of it was very frustrating. I already know I'm going to get pissed off the first time I get punched in the face trying to do some acrobatic back kick while I'm spitting webs on two guys. And I'm like, man, come on.
Okay, well, let me ask you this question. How much of the Arkham series did you play?
The demo for Asylum.
Okay, then you might be all right when it comes to the combat because I looking back on it. Part of my biggest hang-up was, I played a ton of the Arkham games, and my biggest hang-up was this isn't the Arkham controls. Like what should be the dodge is a punch, and what should be a punch is a dodge, and it took me a long time to wrap my head around that. And I feel like if you go in without that stuff already just hammered into your brain, you might actually enjoy it out of the gate way more than I did. That said, you need to play Spider-Man, man.
I'll look at it.
Okay.
But back to the bottom line, this is huge. I mean, as small as an article as it was that I put to you guys, and I really haven't seen anything else on it. Maybe, I'm kind of in and out of the news, So, I don't know. This seems bigger than what it's being perceived as because I thought a lot of stuff getting ported to the Switch was huge. And now for them to kind of step into that limelight and like you said, not only cross with, Xbox, the direct competitor, but all these little, mobile games or mobile systems like, the phones and the tablets and everything can play together. Man, whoever the developers of Fortnite, thumbs up, man.
Yeah. Can we all join hands and
you've
sing Kumbaya now? I think we should.
Yeah. Let me get my acoustic guitar out here. Ding, 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 ding.
I do want to say. I do want to say this really quickly. As bad as I am at Fortnite on the PS4, oh boy, you should see me try to play it on the Switch. I don't know.
Your hiding skills not up to par,
dude. There is no hiding. There's no aiming. There's no. I need to be put in some sort of a Nerf version of Fortnite on the Switch because
it's funny you should say that.
Have
you
really? Bad.
I don't know if you've been paying attention. Have you seen where it's turned into a Minecraft situation?
Oh yeah, the playground mode.
Well, yeah, that and now they have a you build a city and then you have to go out and you're against zombies and you have to acquisition resources and it's crazy.
Yeah, it's.
Well, I actually think that was the game that Fortnite was trying to make initially, and then they introduced the whole battle royale mode, and that
blew up. Yeah,
blew up like a water balloon with a hand grenade in it.
But it's cool.
State of Decay is what it looked like. If you've ever played that game, that's what this latest mode that I thought was cool looked like. So,
but it is cool. I mean, so like season 6 just came out, and they are still telling a story. I was actually, so my son keeps me up to date on what the story of Fortnite is because he is a huge Fortnite player and fan. And all I know is there's a big glowing purple cube that sunk into a lake, and the lake became gooey and bouncy. And now that lake has like lifted up a town, a part of the town on the island. So I'm talking vaguely about it because I can't think of the names of the places. But
isn't it like Loot Lake?
it was Loot Lake that turned into the purple goo, and then it's lifted.
And then
up.
it shot an island up into the
Yeah, it's lifted up the island up into the air. So it's definitely telling a story that I guess goes along with the kind of PvE element of it, and he's all about it. We should bring him on. He could tell us exactly what's going on. But yeah, it's alive and well. And,
Yeah, wake him up, even though it's way past his bedtime.
let me go get him. But I will say this, like I really like that they've introduced the 50 on 50 mode, because it's a good way for you to get the competitive version of the game, but still you've got a better shot at surviving and kind of getting to know the weapons, because you've got a big team and there's definitely a front line, and I mean, you can still get yourself in bad situations, but I'm telling you, let me just explain how bad I am on the Switch with Fortnite. There was a situation, I was playing with my son, we were doing a 50 on 50, and I'm running towards a loot drop. There's a giant crate falling from the sky on a parachute, and I'm running for that, and I'm almost there, and somebody drops right in front of me with their back to me. And at first I thought, oh, it's a friend. No, it was not a friend. It was an enemy. And I was like, oh, I should definitely shoot and kill this person because they don't even know that I'm here, and they're within punching distance. End of the story is, I don't think I shot them once, and they killed me. I shot all around them. I shot below them. I shot beside them. I think I completely unloaded a magazine. Didn't hit them once. So that's how bad I am. Yeah.
I can identify with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there with you.
It was bad. I put an article on here just because I thought this was really funny. Fortnite had to issue an apology. Did you guys read about this?
Yeah, I read about it.
So there was a particular skin, and it's a lady skin, that when you would do a particular dance, she jiggled in a very inappropriate way. So basically,
What do you mean?
So they use the term breast physics in the article.
Which, that is a thing in video games.
Yeah, and apparently in all the other dances, that she stayed appropriately firm and tapes down. But in this particular dance, it was basically like the girls were loose, and they said,
and they were made of water balloons.
And they were made of water balloons. Yeah, and so Fortnite basically had to come. Epic Games had to come out and say, "Sorry, this was unintentional. We're going back and fixing it." I call bullcrap, because how is that unintentional? Honestly, I don't get that.
If this was, a common thing with this character for everything up until this point, I would call bullcrap. But the fact that it's this one specific skin, which that's my understanding, it's this one specific skin that has this, I do think it is kind of unintentional, because there's tons of coding that goes into even something as simple as a costume. So I do think this is unintentional. That said, I kind of feel like this hullabaloo, so to speak, is all about nothing. Call me when their breast physics look like Dead or Alive or Soul Calibur or something like that. Then we can talk about okay, maybe Epic needs to tone it down. But this, it's
Yeah. I will say it's kind of fun to watch.
You pervert.
Yeah. I mean, they've got a GIF of it. If you want to go to Kotaku.com, go read this article. But essentially, Fortnite, Epic Games came out, and this was the quote: "This is unintended, embarrassing, and it was careless for us to let this ship. We are working now to fix this as soon as possible." So they're addressing it, but I'm sure once it goes away, it will be much to the chagrin of many a teenage boy who probably did nothing but that emote and got themselves killed several times just so they could enjoy it. Get it in while you can, guys.
Exactly.
Or ladies, if that's what you're into.
Mm-hmm. And be sure to lock the door so your parents don't walk in.
Oh, God, please lock the door. Yeah. Calamity Cowgirl skin. There you go.
Padlock the door.
So, all right. Landon, I kind of feel like it's time for. You said you had a little surprise cooked up for us today.
Before we get to that, I do want to. It's almost a yearly tradition at this point on the show to give my thoughts on this year's version of Madden.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it sucks. Like, this year's version of Madden, it's not good. Like, don't buy it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's pretty
Cut and dry?
straightforward.
Yeah, not good. Don't buy it. You remember when I mentioned I had to trade in like 13 games to get Spider-Man?
Yep.
Guess what one of those games was?
The newest Madden?
Yep.
Wow. So what was so bad about it?
Every time I got a player into open field where they should be able to run, even once, I hit the boost, even when I used players that had crazy high speed like Todd Gurley or my spirit animal Alvin Kamara, these players felt like they were running in quicksand. Just like it felt like a very slow game, and the defense was always there. Like there was no breakaway on the offense. And when I talked about throwing a pillow with Spider-Man, like, you should have seen what I threw with Madden. Like not a good game.
Did you throw the cat?
I threw the cat.
Okay. Yeah, that was a good one. Good sound effect. Okay.
I'm open for Foley work, just saying.
Mick Foley?
Okay. Man, God.
That was not Mick Foley.
Okay, Landon, so you told us that you had a surprise for us today, some sort of a game show surprise, so I'm ready for it. What have you got?
Yes, our listeners apparently like it whenever we play games, and it's always fun for the whole family. And I was perusing the internet, as I am known to do, and I came across an article that in a recent episode of Jeopardy, the category of video games came up, and it went as hilariously terrible as you could imagine. So, Maestro, if you would, I would like to ask you guys the same questions that these contestants just completely flamed out on. And remember, since this is Jeopardy, you have to answer in the form of a question, and to buzz in, just say your name. So, Maestro, if you will.
All right, we got it. Let's do this.
Okay, this is the $200 question. This company's Infinity allowed you to play as characters from The Incredibles and Cars,
Justin.
to name a few.
Disney? What is Disney?
Justin, that's incorrect. Matt, would you like to try?
What is Pixar?
Oh, you're both terrible. Jay,
Yep.
if you remember the rules, what is Disney? Not just Disney.
I tried to fix it. Sorry.
That's okay, but it's funny, Matt, you answered with Pixar because that's what the person who tried to answer the question as said. Not a terrible guess, but not the one we're looking for. So far, 0 for 1, and we're all disappointed.
But the answer
Question
was,
number-
what is Disney?
Yes, what is Disney?
Oh, okay.
What is Disney?
All right, sorry.
This is the $400 question. Morrowind and Skyrim are iterations of this venerable set of games.
Justin,
Matt.
Justin,
what is the Elder Scrolls?
that is correct. The answer, or incorrect answer, that a contestant gave was Dragon Age. Interesting. I'm like at least you got an RPG. I'll give you that, homeboy.
All right, I'm at 200.
Yeah,
That puts
because
me in the
you
positive.
lost 200. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Well, welcome to the. Is it black or red? I
I'm
don't
in the
know
black.
numbers. There we go. Welcome to the black. This is the $600 question. And we were just talking about it. A big gaming story of 2018 is Fortnite. This genre of game is where the winner is the last shooter.
Justin,
What is Matt? Damn.
what is Battle Royale?
Wow, Justin is correct again. You would be perfect if you remember the rules of Jeopardy. Matt, try and be a little bit more quick on the draw, buddy. I'm trying to help you out here. So this is the $800 question. In this classic video game, Joust, contestants were placed upon these birds.
Matt. What
Okay.
is ostriches?
Holy crap, there we go.
Yeah.
Matt on the board, and the reason I didn't give you a fun answer or wrong answer for the contestants because this stumped every single one of them. So we're tied up going into the $1,000 question. Winner take all. Pick your future fighting Gaul, leader of the Red Legion, in the second iteration of this Bungie shooter.
Justin.
I heard Matt first.
What is Destiny 2?
Holy crap, and Matt just won it all. Congratulations, you are a Jeopardy winner.
From behind.
From behind. And the incorrect answer that the actual contestant gave was Halo. So, again, at least it was a Bungie shooter.
Game, yeah.
Yeah, you got to give him credit. I mean, like, not the answer, but credit, I suppose. But, yeah, that was some hilarious entertainment that happened on Jeopardy. And also, what did you expect?
I was just going to ask where's my $1,600.
Talk to Alex Trebek.
He scares me.
Actually, no, talk to Turd Ferguson.
That's right.
Yep.
All right.
It's
All right.
Yeah,
Bungie.
He's Bert.
Bungie.
Yeah.
It's a big hat. It's a funny name.
So no daily doubles on that one?
Nope.
Well. That's a fun game. We should play more Jeopardy.
Daily double. What what has Nintendo had to give an official no comment on because the internet is totally
Justin!
Justin.
What is Bowsette?
Oh, Jesus Christ, unfortunately you're right.
I didn't wager anything. But yeah, that is creepy. Is it not? So
To say the very least.
So basically, what we're talking about here is there has been a fan-created image that you can go on the internet and find. Actually, if you've been on the internet, you've probably seen one version or another of it. And it's a cross between Princess Peach and Bowser, and it has those same teenage boys that are watching the cowgirl do the jubilation
Is this a 4chan thing?
are going crazy. Oh,
It's escaped 4chan, but
it's everywhere.
yeah, much like Santa Claus.
It's disturbing.
Much like Santa Claus.
But she
Well,
is
I
hot.
mean, is this our own slash fiction, or not our slash fiction, someone's slash fiction of all those times she was kidnapped and the result thereof?
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, it could be, but like my understanding, and I really don't want to try and get too deep into this.
Do it.
I believe this plays off the cap from Mario Odyssey, where you can like transform and like take over stuff. Like, I could be completely wrong, and at the same time, like,
Jesus, she's horrendous looking.
I don't want to look too far deep into this to find out if I'm wrong, because like that is like some creepy stuff. Like I'm not one to rain on anybody's parade, but dear Lord, I'm just finally glad there's a Nintendo character I can masturbate to. Other than
Oh, God.
Yeah, I like Nintendo's official comment of saying, concerning the drawings and other things uploaded to the internet, we have no comment. Okay.
to be fair,
Maybe they should just introduce CRISPR to the Mario world so they can say gene editing was a part of this.
though to be fair, Nintendo did just discover that the internet existed like 18 months ago, so they couldn't have known this was going to happen, right?
Yeah, definitely not. They never saw it coming.
No.
They need to stay off Reddit.
Yeah, they don't know what Rule 34 is.
Don't go there.
God, the comp, like I'm all for creativity, but like, good God, y'all.
This is when artists go bad.
Oh, and apparently there's been offshoots of that. There's been a cross of Boo with Princess Peach that I've seen. I think it's like Boo-et or something. I've seen a Chomp-et.
Yeah,
It's like,
chomp it. Mm-hmm.
like, y'all
Why
need
does
to find-
everything need a mate?
I don't know. But anything that they do with Bowsette, it's nothing compared to all the things they've done with all the female Overwatch characters to this point. So, listen.
Yeah, you're
Uh,
absolutely right.
I got
Listen.
that topped. 2 words. Street Fighter.
Yeah, well.
Oh, what's up, Chun-Li?
Listen, if you don't know this by now, the internet is a dark and dirty place. And it is no
I mean,
place for the
There's a
faint.
whole song about it. The internet's for porn.
It is. And
Grab your dick and double click. It's porn, porn, porn.
yeah. So, I think on that note, we should wrap it up.
Yeah,
Yes, we should.
Before we get kicked off of iTunes.
If you learn nothing else from today's episode, the internet is for porn. But
So wrap it up.
Literally and figuratively.
yeah. But let's do some plugs and then let's ride off into the sunset here. So, Landon, why don't you kick us off with plugs tonight?
Twitter.com/Landoz, Landoz. That's where you can find the latest from me, 280 characters at a time. I also run a website, buttmunchchips.com, buttmunchchips.
A seat on your butt.
And munch.
That's where you can find the exclusively posted Game of Thrones talk, a.k.a. GOT Talk, where we have a episode-by-episode rundown of Season 7 of HBO's award-winning series Game of Thrones. Whenever it comes back for Season 8, myself and Hunter East will be sure to talk about it. But in the meantime, if you're a fan of the sweet science of professional wrestling, I encourage you to subscribe to Near Fall Radio, posted in the iTunes store, also at buttmunchchips.com. But be sure to head over to iTunes, subscribe, and review. Remember, 5 stars, or GTFO, rather. Sorry, my dog is now sitting on me. That's where me and a person you might have heard on this broadcast here by the name of Justin, we talk about wrestling. So there's that.
We do. It's a fact. And it's fun.
And evidently Yoda.
Yes. Wrestling you will listen to. Matt, what have you got for us?
Tracking Trek Podcast at Trekking Trek Pod. If you love Discovery and Star Trek in general, we are for you, at least in some component. We've dropped numerous reviews of the Discovery show as we're following their adventures, and we've done a review on the first motion picture movie, which is about the closest thing you can get to that timeline, other than the 60s series, which does not look at all. But if you guys want to jump on that train or get in those conversations, be sure to at Trekking Trek Pod on Twitter, or Tracking Trek Podcast at gmail.com if you want to hit us up with something longer. We've got some numerous little mini shows we're going to drop again, and another movie review, so join us.
Or die.
Or die.
Yeah. You got to threaten them. That's how you really get the download.
Phaser your balls.
In your face. Matt will draw a weird, sexy version of whatever your favorite cartoon character is to haunt
That's
your
right.
nightmares.
Oh, yeah. It's going to happen. You like that raccoon with shirt tails? How would you like it with a bow in her hair? What?
Hot.
Yeah, the internet's already made way worse of that, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. Probably the non-shirt tails.
Yeah, they're probably Donald Ducking it, as it's called. All top, no bottom.
They were before. Now they're no top it. Now they're Mickey Mouse in it. I don't know. Chip and Dale in it. They're Chip and Dale in it.
We probably need to end this podcast.
Hey, Mickey.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
That's a cue. Hey, you know what? I've got a podcast you might be interested in. It's a little podcast called The Monday Morning Monorail Podcast, hosted by yours truly and my lovely family. And we talk all about the Walt Disney World Resort. Does that sound like something you'd like, Mickey Mouse?
Oh, yeah, I definitely love it. Bring money.
Exactly. We make no money on the show, but,
No, because I take it all.
Yeah, Mickey takes it all. And, a good buddy, this little guy named Landon, he also makes an appearance on the show as well. So.
Yeah, every now and then. And apparently I made everybody that you listened to really upset last week when I said if you ride go-karts at Disney World, you played yourself.
People didn't like that one.
No, they did not.
Well, that's okay. You know what? We're here to stir it up, if I want to bring back an old Nerd News Cafe phrase. So, yeah, join us over there. We're at Morning Monorail on Twitter, and then Monday Morning Monorail on Instagram, and Monday Morning Monorail is the podcast you will find on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, all of the outlets. This podcast is called Nerd News Cafe. Thank you so much for listening. If you'd love to interact with us, we would love for you to do that. You can do it on Twitter at nerd_news_cafe. Gmail is nerdnewscafe@gmail.com, and then we have a website, nerdnewscafe.com, and we're just doing this thing for you. So,
And for the kids.
And for the kids, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And for the music.
We're doing it for the love of the game, I would say.
No, not that. Those other things, though.
Okay. So, hit us up between now and the next time you hear us, because who knows how long it'll be. But if you bug us enough, then we might just make an appearance, because we are chugging our way to the big 100. We're going to get there. So, Until next time, thank you all so much for listening once again. We'll see you on the next episode.
Boop, boop, boop. Oh, what we were looking for was what is in transmission? In transmission.
That's pretty good. Hey, can I go pee real quick?
Yes.
All right. Hey, I've only had to go pee once. I think I'm doing good.
You are.
The joke's on you. I'm wearing an adult diaper, so.
Landon has a knack for talking right over anything that I'm playing for the recording.
Oh, yeah. Right at the very end, usually, too.
He's good at that.
Make sure you put no fucking trades.
Okay.
You're going to get lawnmowers and weed eaters and fucking cats.